I was always made to feel very insecure about my stutter. People made me feel insecure about my stutter. And then I started doing stand-up. I started going to speech therapy. I had some success with both. And now, people will point out when I don't stutter. So I get insecure about that. So I don't really know when to do it. You guys just pick a fucking time, and I will... And you see, I love this job. I love that this is my job, but it is frustrating. Because if you meet somebody out on the street who has a speech impediment and they make a joke about it, you're like, oh, that's very self-aware. But the difference with mine is sometimes people will think it's a gimmick or it's an act. And I think that's because I make jokes about it on a stage. It's just because location is everything, baby. Right? Like if you see someone in a wheelchair at the bank, you're like, oh, that person's disabled. But you see someone in a wheelchair at Disneyland, you're like, that bitch is cutting. I was bullied when I was a kid because I was a fat kid and I studied theater, and that's all you need. My bully, his name was Andrew, and every day Andrew saw me out in the neighborhood, he would call me a fat fag. He would go, "You're such a fat fag." Okay, I added that. I studied theater, so I tried. Shut up. But the fag thing, he said that to me every day. It was almost a visceral reaction. He'd be like, "Get out of here, you fat fag. You're such a fat fag." And one day, Andrew's older brother took his own mattress into the woods so he could film himself white water rafting on it as an audition to get on the show Man vs. Wild. And this is true. His brother actually died doing that. Yes, is very sad. For you guys hearing it. Because I remember that day. I remember it very, very, very vividly. Because the next day, I saw my bully, Andrew, out in the neighborhood. And there was a power shift. He looked in my eyes and he knew that I knew. I had heard the news. So I said to myself, do I now use this as an opportunity to take advantage of my bully when he was at his most vulnerable, the same way that he had done to me every single day? But instead, I just opted to take the high road. And I said to Andrew just what it was that I said to him every day. And I was like, hey man, hey, I'll suck your dick for a Snickers. We're in the 2020s now, and last year really had me thinking about where we are now versus where we were, say 100 years ago. 100 years ago, it was the 1920s. It was the Prohibition, and it was illegal to have alcohol in your bar. And to think, in 100 years, shit's gotten worse. 100 years ago, if you had alcohol in your bar, the cops, they would kick down the front door. Someone would yell, "Ha! It's the fuzz!" Scatter! Which is the best last call of all time. Imagine you're holding your martini and so someone comes in and yells, "Scatter?" It's like, oh shit, the fuzz. That's probably how the shot was invented. That's why I get irritated anytime I hear some college chick at a bar who's like, you guys want to do shots? It's like, Cassidy, you don't know the history. They used to do it to warm up their core because they had to run from the fuzz. Now, 100 years later, 2020s, you can't even have people in your bar. Can you imagine if the cops time traveled from 1920s? They kick open some door, some bar downtown. They'd have to say it themselves. We're the fuzz. And maybe 3 of you would look up from your phone. That's a sad day to have to report back to the chief of police. Chief! We busted the place on 6th. Yeah? Did they scatter? Well, they was already pretty scattered. It was like 6 feet. It was weirdly specific. Well, what were they doing? Well, they was all wearing masks, but they wasn't stealing nothing. Were they drinking alcohol? It's tough to say, Chief. It was seltzer in a can. Must have been a clinic for upset tummies. Well, then what happened? Well, then they got in separate getaway cars that they ordered from their hand radios. Separate getaway cars? Yeah, the cars were all different, but the drivers were all Persian. That is suspicious, Detective. You want to talk about suspicious, Chief? And then we saw a black fella standing outside the bar who was doing absolutely nothing illegal whatsoever. Ah, thank God. You arrested someone. Guys, it's a joke. Obviously they shot him. It's the cops. What do you think happened? It's the cops. No, just that guy. Thank you. Just one guy for the injustices of police brutality. That'll help.
Speaking of softball, my sister's a lesbian, and it's true. My sister came out last year to my family. I was very supportive of that. I was very proud of her. I was also very surprised to find out that it wasn't me. Like, I've got 3 other siblings, so statistically, up to this point, one of us was lying. And I thought for sure it was me. I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it. You understand? Like, I grew up doing theater and singing show tunes, and I dressed like this, so even my parents thought it was me. A lot of bets were lost that day. My sister came out, it was like the end of a Law and Order episode. She was like, I'm gay. My parents were like, oh, I thought it was that guy. I was like, surprise, and I was like, I am not the dick wolf. How many people Uber here? Anyone Uber here? Yeah? Oh man, Uber's gotten a little bit insane. People get murdered in Ubers, which is crazy that you can just order a murder. Here's your food. Here's your dick. It's true, man. There was a girl leaving South Carolina. She was leaving a club in South Carolina, and she mistaken a car for her Uber, and then the Uber driver, that wasn't an Uber driver, murdered her. And that is really sad. To that point, though, I think the concept of Uber has been something our parents told us to avoid from the beginning. Doesn't get more stranger danger than that, babe. Every Uber's like, you don't know me, meet me on the corner. I have mints. And we were like, yeah, seems legit. I hope there's tiny waters. So now, Uber had to update their protocol. They had to make sure everyone knows how to get into an Uber first as safety precautions. And here's how it goes, okay? When a car pulls up, you're supposed to check your phone for the license plate and make sure it matches. You check to make sure there's a little sticker in the window that says Trump 2020. And then, I am not political. I just like started shut up. Okay. Do it. Okay. Then what happens is you're supposed to get into the car, but before you do, you're supposed to say the Uber driver's name, and then they say your name back. If those information pieces check out, then you get in. One problem with that, I don't know if you guys have ever seen an Uber driver's name. That you can pronounce. It is an educated guess from me every time. It looks like my stutter written back at me. I'm like, can I get a vowel? I don't know. What culture am I offending? Who is? Every Uber name looks sounds like I tripped as I got in. I'm like, Qatar? I don't. I'm like, just murder me, bro. That would be easier. There was this one time, this Uber driver. I had an Uber driver pull up. He was an Asian gentleman. I opened the door. I looked to check for the name. It said FAQUEE. Fuck you? Fuck what? Fuck you? Fuck you? Fuck you up? Fuck you up? Fuck who? What? My driver went, huh? I was like, no, I'm sorry, no, it said F-A-Q-U-E-E. And I swear to God, he went, that's my license plate. Fucking me. Fuck everybody. His name was Charles. He was so nice. Very lovely.